What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to stay updated with Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. In today's video, I want to talk about Lamar Jackson because he has missed the last two practices with back soreness. The title says like hurt. I'm not going to call it an injury because I don't think it's an injury, but he has missed two practices because, he took a lot of hits against the Lions game and the Ravens. They've said like they're not too worried about it. But something that I think that has been consistent is giving me a little bit of concern, and it's not because of Lamar Jackson whatsoever, because of the Ravens organization and how things have gone this year, is that Lamar Jackson is having to take a lot more hits this year. He is. He's having it, and it's a lot of them are in the pocket. The offensive line is not playing well. He's taking a lot of hits there. That's definitely leading to part of the soreness, I can guarantee. But then also because the Ravens are so reliant on Lamar Jackson this year, he really hasn't had a run game. He really hasn't had any wide receivers just really help him. Now they've played decent. He's given them he's been the one helping the receivers in their game. I feel like it's forcing Lamar into a hero ball type mindset. And that's okay. I'm not against that mindset. I'm just a little bit weary because in that hero ball mindset, Lamar all of a sudden is like, it used to be Lamar Jackson sees contact and he's always been so good at just avoiding contact. But now in these big games, he's always done it in big games. And I'm completely okay with that. Let me say this. I am completely okay with Lamar lowering his shoulder and things like that against the Chiefs and all these things to get extra yards. I'm not somebody that's like, oh, you can't run. You're going to get hurt. I'm fine with Lamar Jackson running. That's his game. He can run. Okay. That is not the point of this video. Do not misconstrue what I say as saying, oh, Lamar Jackson can't play quarterback. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that the Ravens are forcing him into playing more hero ball, which is forcing him to take more shots. In that Lions game, he had that big run up the left side of the field, and Mark Andrews getting that block, and he has to lower that shoulder. Why? Because the Ravens offense is becoming so reliant on him. So reliant. It used to be he could go down because he knows if he hands that off to JK, if he hands that off to Gus, they can get those yards back. But all of a sudden, when he's handing it off to Devontae Freeman because they put him in all the time for some reason, and he's losing 3 yards, and then he's throwing passes, and he drops back in the pocket, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, left side got beat, right guard got beat, right tackle got beat. Oh, I'm sacked. You're losing yards constantly. And so I've noticed from him that he is playing with more aggression running the football. And that I think is showing in this soreness. And I'm, like I said, I'm completely okay with it, that he's doing what he has to do. Okay. That's not something, but I think what the Ravens should try and do to maybe take away this mindset of he has to do everything is give him a guy that he can trust. They're not allowing Tyson Williams to become that guy. They really aren't. And they're not allowing Latavius Murray to become that guy if he was to become that guy. They're not allowing the Ravens and Lamar Jackson to get momentum with some of his players, and that will allow him to not have this belief that he needs to do everything, because he does right now. At this point, Lamar Jackson is leading the NFL in yards per completion and yards per rush. He's absolutely doing everything for this team. And so that's one of the biggest things that the Ravens have to keep in mind is they got to give him some help, and they have to allow other players to take those shots. They can't rely on Lamar Jackson every single time to make those plays. They got to be able to say, you know what? Let's give it to Tyson. And we saw Tyson on 4th and 1 in week 1, take one to the house. And it was like, yes, we can rely on somebody. But all of a sudden, then it was like, oh, we're going to give it to Latavius Murray next time. And then he wasn't able to get it. And then it's just been like, Lamar, save us. And it's worked out in that aspect. But I just want to, put it on everybody's mind that Lamar Jackson is playing a lot more hero ball this year. And I'm not against it. I think that the Ravens just need to do a better job of allowing players to get that chemistry and momentum with Lamar Jackson, because they're not using them properly, in my opinion. The way that they're just swapping out running backs so frequently, it doesn't get Lamar that feeling of, hey, I've handed the ball off to Tyson Williams 5 times in a row. That dude is balling. Let's keep giving it to him. Instead, it's like, oh, it's Tyson for 2 plays, and then it's Latavius for 2 plays, and then it's a Devontae Freeman for a play, and then it's like, oh, okay. That doesn't work, okay? The Ravens need to get consistency to allow Lamar Jackson to have more trust in his new players. I'm not worried about Lamar and Marquise. I'm not worried about Lamar and Mark Andrews. That's not the point of this. But he's got to get that chemistry with those players, and they've got to get him out of the pocket so that he doesn't take those big hits in the pocket, because that's been more of a concern for me, is how many hits he's taking in the pocket, because those are the scary ones. When he's trying to step up, still look up the field, that's when he gets hit and it's bigger. Whereas when Lamar Jackson's running, he's aware of everything, and that's all he's focusing on, is not taking those hits. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for more Daily Ravens content. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys noticed Lamar playing a little bit more hero ball, or is that just me? Thank you all, and I will see all of you again tomorrow. And then make sure to come to the live stream before and after the game against the Denver Broncos. Live stream probably about half an hour, 20 minutes before the game. We'll get a quick live stream, and then after the game, we'll stream for probably until Sunday Night Football starts. Thank you, everybody. See all of you again.